watching a Youth TV, empowering you. You're 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 watching a Youth TV, empowering you.
Yes, thank you very, very much. You are watching a Youth TV and we are empowering you. This is yet another beautiful weekend that we have here in the land of milk and honey. I'm talking about Mbarara City, and yes, it is Empower Youth in Technology, as long as you see in the caption above, and it has something to do with business and it has something to do with youth, then you just know that is none other than Empower Youth in Technology. We are coming to you live from a Youth Innovation Hub. We are live on our in Uganda page. We are also live on a Youth TV page. We are also live on Empower Youth in Technology page. This is our pitch lab. Our is Academy for Women Entrepreneurs in Uganda, and that is why we are calling it our in Uganda. This is a pitch session for them. Our is a project funded by the American Embassy here in Uganda, or one would call it Kampala. And their major target is to at least empower over 50. I'm talking about over 50 million. Okay, I don't know if that is the right figure. But at least there's a number of women they need to empower by 2025. And those women, of course, also those from Mbarara are part of this. Now, we've had 3 days of training, of a workshop, of a pitch lab session, training a few of entrepreneurs that you're about to be watching, taking them through how they can actually effectively pitch their ideas to funders. And that is one way of, resource mobilization. Now, today is our final day, and we are going to let you have a chance, see them pitching. In our caption, we are asking, how would you convince an investor in 5 minutes to actually fund your business? And these guys are going to give it a try. You, a judge also, you could also be able to drop a comment there. We're not going to take much time. We are now searching with our number one presenter who is going to come in. But before that, I will give this microphone to the table of the people I would say are judging, but also a table of mentors that we are having in the house. But before that, I will give, I think will come in Ronnie to briefly inform the viewer who the guests we have in, and then swiftly we should be able to welcome in our first presenter. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, our moderator today. Today it's a big day at Empower Youth in Technology, and most specifically entrepreneurs in Mbarara, and of course our young people and those women who are under our Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. Today is a good day. First of all, We all know every time you want to look for resources to grow your business, you will think of a bank, you will think of angel investors, you will think of funders who can give you a grant, you think of so many things. But depending on the funder or any person you're going to, some will require different things. There are those that will require you to present a business plan. There are those that will require you to pitch to them, to face them and tell them about your business. And as Empower Youth in Technology, we have gone through several ways through which someone can mobilize resources. And we have seen how you can present or write a business plan and send it to a funder. And today and for the last 3 days, we have been looking at how best you can effectively represent your business to funders. And every time we do something like this, we normally want to let these young people understand that however much they are trying to do a business, there is someone who has done it. And usually the challenges in business could be the same, but then it becomes an opportunity for you to meet someone who could have faced these challenges and are able to tell you, don't make the same mistakes, or this is a key to a successful business. Today, we are happy to host our colleague, I may say, because for us, we believe once you are into business or once you are an entrepreneur, every person you meet doing the same business is always a colleague. That's why I am calling him a colleague. His name is Lion Benon Katati. Very common actually in Mbarara. He runs a business, or he is a proprietor of Vine Inn Hotel. Most of us could be knowing this hotel opposite Ajipu Hotel, Ajipu Motel. On top of just running a business, he is a household name in banking. I mean the banking sector that normally gives us money. Sometimes if you don't get an investor, you most likely going to go to a bank and the bank will become your investor in one or another. And he has formerly, or is a former manager UCB, Uganda Commercial Bank, that was later turned into Stanbic Bank. And when it was turned into a Stanbic Bank, he became actually, he's one of the senior managers then, was one of the senior managers when it became Stanbic Bank. One thing I know about him is also a farmer, a good farmer. So farmers in the house, he is one of you, okay? And above all, he's a lion. He's a member of Lions Club Mbarara and a senior member of Lions Club International actually. Lions Club International. I am happy to be a lion as well. So I was recently inducted. So when we are not into entrepreneurship, we are into lion, and in lion we serve. So and in lion we want to even use business entrepreneurship to serve people. So even you people who are into business, like a young lady who said you want to mentor, to empower ladies into business and what, already that is service. So at the end of the day, he's going to tell us how we can bring lionism into entrepreneurship. Okay. Without wasting time, I think we can go into pitching. Later, we're going to after all the presentation, we are going to have our senior mentor, our mentor who has been there for us, Mr. Kabanza David. Mr. Kabanza David is also a household name in Mbarara. He runs an organization called Agents for Education Systems Improvement. Exactly. AFES. AFES in full is Agents for Education Systems Improvement. So it's a non-government organization that has been running for over 20 years. And you know what it means running an organization or a business for 20 years. For us, we have just done it for 2 years, but my friend, it's a hassle. So, but he has done it for 20 years, and he is our mentor. He has been training us, and for us, we normally want to tap into. So I'm going to end by telling you, you will not see far because you're tall. You will only see far because you are standing at the top, or you're standing, or you're leaning on the shoulders of the giants. And these are the giants we have today. Lion Katate Benon and our mentor, Mr. Kabanza David. So I think you will allow me invite our first presenter tonight, Naswil I don't know if I pronounced the name right. And her business is Waste into Cash or Waste to Cash. Okay, thank you so much. I hand over to you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Standing in front of you is Narukwago Naswira, a social worker by profession, working with sex workers, older people, widows, and housewives in the community that I'm living in. Can any one of us think about having a sister, having a sister, having a child into the business of sex work, selling your body in order to earn a living? Here comes Way to Success with a project called Waste for Cash. We've all ever attended parties and have these, the so-called straws, as our treasure now for gold. The way we will see how to use them and help our young sisters, help our young mothers who sell their body for cash. Housewives in the villages there depend on kameza money, which is not enough, hence bringing a problem of economic violence. These wastes now, the straws, are now going to be turned into treasure, which we call waste for treasure, as we can see. This is a product of the straws, and it is called a plastic mat. So the project is empowering the sex workers to learn how to do this using straws. Why straws among everything? These straws are really got free of charge in the environment. That symbolizes that you can start with nothing. Under the theme of our project called My Nature, My Heritage, the available mats on ground are all made of papyrus reeds. That calls for swamp reclamation. Here comes an alternative on the market. The plastic mat using straws. And the available mats take long time to learn, so they need a lot of expertise, and these sex workers are not really so patient to learn that. These mats, in this project, there are so many other innovative plastic waste things. For example, we can get tents out of this because it is waterproof. We can also use it, the way we can see it, as a roofing material because it is also waterproof. We can also get the playing mats for the Muslims. We can also get carpets and curtains for the toilets in the village setup. This business model is working in partnership with NGOs. We are working in partnership with churches. We are working in partnership with the government. So there is sustainability of the project in case you trust me with your grant. So far, we also do direct sales that we give to our clients first to use them in that we can get referrals. Currently, I'm renting where I'm working, so I need $150 to help me own my own land in that I can put a training center and also a collection place. Currently, I've also empowered 20 sex workers using this skill. So if I get more $300, I will run to the slums. I will also run to the communities, see how best we can work together. I have so far sold 10 mats to salary earners who appreciate the work and also refer me more other people to come to the business. The problem that we are solving is unemployment of the young people and also bringing livelihood to the lives of these vulnerable people. The uniqueness of this project is that all wastes are now going to be turned into treasure at a zero cost, meaning that even a sex worker who will go to the bar will rather pick the straws than giving in the body for either a chapati. I'm calling for partnership. I'm calling for your urgency so that you can come. We work together by giving me a grant and be part of this noble cause. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Naswil. I think we are proceeding. She used the exact minutes. We are proceeding to another presenter immediately. Okay, and that is Issa. So Issa, you can come and check your pitch. Which one is it?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm humbled to be given an opportunity to speak to amazing people like you this lovely afternoon, to take you through my story about affordable housing in Uganda. Take a look. Have you displayed? Take a look at my father. Take a look at my father. I'm a typical slum dweller grown up. And my father was a taxi driver who could struggle every day for us to survive. And one of the challenges we could face is rent. And we thought of it as a family because our biggest challenge was to own a house, but owning it was taking us to have volumes of cement and sand. So that compelled me as an engineer by background to have a technology that does not require motor in between while constructing. So with that technology, it brought me to creating a company which is a disruptive, affordable building solution center for our affordable housing problems in Uganda. So my quote, owning a home is paramount in Uganda. It is as important as having water, accessing water, food, shelter, and education. So homelessness is a shame of humanity. What happened?
You're watching a Youth TV, empowering you. 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 You're watching a Youth TV, empowering you.
Yes, good afternoon. It is a pleasure meeting amazing people like you this afternoon in Mbarara City. We, as a company, we are privileged to have this opportunity to share with you our story about affordable housing in Uganda. Take a look at my father. We are typical slum dweller grown-ups who could struggle with school fees, well-being, and rent. Most of our challenge was rent, because my father could not earn so much to take care of us and all of a sudden and pay school fees for us. So one day we could not even afford rent for 6 months, which compelled us to look through as a family and have an alternative. But our biggest challenge as a family was cement and sand, which we could require hundreds and hundreds of bags. So as a typical engineer by background, that compelled me to study much about affordable housing, how we can use structures without cement. So that compelled me to introduction of interlocking stabilized soil blocks, which does not require mortar while building. We introduced a company called Bamsalim Services Limited, so which does all those solutions of affordable housing, mainly dealing in interlocking stabilized soil blocks and plastics. We turn plastics into building materials like pavers and roof tiles. My name is Kamhanjire Issa, Director Business Operations at Bamsalim Services Limited. We deal in blocks that do not require a lot of mortar. But before that is we have a quote about owning a home is paramount in Uganda. In fact, owning a home is as necessary as a basic need to access of water, technology, education, and energy. So that is our life in a slum area. Where is to stay? We could not afford rent. And the best of our technology is that this maram, we can excavate it from your site and make blocks. So that gives us an advantage of using available materials. If you look at the picture there, you see an excavator doing some excavation in order to collect materials. So our solution stands on plastic recycling and recycling that waste in terms of maram. So maram can be got from septic tanks, toilets, whatever. I wonder why people go for bricks in Nyihanga when we can have our blocks made from site and we save transportation costs. And these blocks can be cost effective in a such way that you don't require mortar in between them. Plastics also, it is an alternative because it is cheap and the materials are readily available. We also contribute to the climate change of our plastic menace in Uganda. If you look at the ISSB technology, a lot of people acquire stress and hassle while building. But with our technology, you see that client is happy using this technology, and this one is stressed. He's actually a banker. So look at the cost effectiveness. Blocks are made on site. They don't require a lot of mortar. Fast construction, dry stacked, no mortar, zero pressure, stress, and hassle. They are environmental friendly, and they are smooth of shape, so making the plastering optional. And one may decide to varnish or paint using blinding paint and have the structures good to go. So if you look at the picture, you see a happy client having done with the interlocking blocks, and the structures are there. If you look at other blocks, you see them out of shape. They require a lot of mortar while building. So and all of a sudden, client will be affected by the costs, a lot of costs on the construction budget. Move. If we look at what we have done so far, we have done 102 projects. And these projects, they give us averagely a revenue of 20 million. We have also developed 20 houses in real estate worth 32 million. These houses, we build them and get them onto market when they are ready for us to be able to reduce stress of our people and hassle while building. So we have worked on prospects. We have 325 prospects, and we have done this in a period of 3 years. Referrals, we have 15, and repeated class, there are 32. We have also managed as an institution to train and improve livelihoods of these people. Those are 30 people. Most of our clients are adults, middle-aged. So the business model is we deal with financial institutions, and each institution gives us 20 sales per month with an average revenue of 20 million. 15 existing companies, each gives us 20 prospects per month. And on the side of business to customer, we deal with registration of builders and brick makers. 53 of them have been registered. So they provide 10 prospects per month, which gives us an advantage of making follow-ups and closing the deals. We also have office, which we tap on the ongoing clients. So investment needs, we are currently having 3 machines. We are currently have 3 machines, which costs about 30 million. And these are tiresome, these are manual. So we'd like to have a hydraulic machine which can produce 100 blocks per day. So making our work easier and serving the market, as well as cost effectiveness of our clients. So the machine costs about 83 million. So we would seek for assistance. If given this hydraulic machine, we can be able to serve our market very well and also increase revenue and also build other. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Issa. We can you can leave it here. Maybe he can use it to present his business. Do you have slides, Mr. Matovu? No. We can have the next presenter, Matovu from Air Smart Conservation Technologies. Are you going to use slides? Okay, okay.
Good afternoon, members. It's unfortunate that I'm a victim of indoor air pollution. And this is my mother. My mother once fell sick. When she falls sick, we went to the doctor. Doctor said that your mother is suffering from nothing other than chronic obstructive airway disease. And this is a respiratory tract infection. We asked the doctor, how should we overcome this? The doctor said, your mother has to stay away from smoke or use gas or electricity. This was unaffordable to our family setting. Instead, we had to stay on that. But did you know that 7 million people died due to indoor air pollution? And this is from cooking with charcoal and fuel, with charcoal and firewood at our homes, leading to 15 billion trees being cut annually. Here is Matovu Mohod from L-Smart Conservation Technologies, a well-organized team. A well-organized team. As an engineer, environmental engineer, we convert agricultural wastes which are readily available and the municipal wastes into honeycomb briquettes. And this is our black gold briquette. This is the briquette that burns for 8 hours. It burns for 8 hours. It is smoke-free. It is clean. It's affordable. It's accessible. It's sustainable. We target those customers who use a lot of charcoal. And these are restaurants, hotels. These are poultry brooders. These are schools. So we have managed, when we try to compare our briquette with the available kind of fuel, you can see that the charcoal we are having on the market, it is smoke, it creates a lot of smoke with those unburnt pieces. But our briquette is smoke-free. The sack of charcoal, you find there is a lot of olusenyente, call it that dust. But with our briquette, the full sack, it is really of pure products. It is convenient. Our product is convenient. You just light one briquette, you use it for 8 hours. Unlike the charcoal where you need to keep on putting. After 5 minutes, you need to add. You need to add. You need to add. Our mothers are suffering a problem. Those poultry brooders, they have sleepless nights. Keep on adding charcoal with a briquette. They are solved. Their problems are solved. But can you know that in the previous 6 months, we have managed to supply 65 tons of these briquettes? And this is to 30 restaurants. It's to 11 poultry brooders, farms. These are to 2 factories and to 42 households just within around Mbarara. And we currently have applications, around 60 applications to work on. That is next year. Those are people who have applied to join our supply of briquettes by next year. What do we need? What we need from you, please? We need 100 millions. This is to help us boost our production. We need to boost our production by that money. We need also to expand our production site by buying a plot, because we currently work from a hired plot. We rent. We need to buy our own plot. And we also need we also need to increase. We also need to increase on our production as well. We have managed to employ around 30 youth currently, and we need to increase the number of employment to 120 youth, including women. My dream of supporting my mother, at least I've managed to supply her with 30 briquettes every month to stay away from that indoor air pollution. And currently, we have trained 40 groups of youth. This is that technology of production of these briquettes so that they can help the environment. Currently, we are working towards addressing SDG 1, 3, 5, 7, and 13. That is to the noble global cause. I recommend, please, let's buy Uganda and build Uganda. Thank you.
Matuv from Air Smart Conservation Technologies. We are going to editor who is into poultry farming. I do not know if that's the right word. Is it poultry keeping or poultry farming? But she will tell us. Editor, you're welcome. So the floor is yours. Convince us that actually your business is a game changer. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. This is editor in front of you, representing women who are poultry farmers, who are in poultry farming business. I got touched. I was compelled by the suffering of my fellow women at home. I'm a secondary teacher. I have seen my students being victims, selling themselves to get what they need. They want to look nice. They want expensive lotions and expensive clothes. They end up selling themselves. And that is what compelled me to come up with this idea, of which it has got problems like being expensive in buying birds and all that, but we had to make, I had to make it easy and easier for them to be managed by even that mother, a stay-home mother who doesn't have any income, even that person who is unemployed. Yes, she has studied, but she has to get what to do even if she doesn't get employment. I started, guess what? I had to start that. It had to begin with me. I started with very few hens, but mixed with cocks, because it had to be affordable, where I could make sure that the eggs were to be fertilized so that the mothers can sit on them, then they get hatched, and then we multiply our products in the end. It is unique our poultry farming is unique because we feed them locally. We give them cheap things where we find herbs and other things compared to exotic breed where we have to look for expensive medications. We just use our local ones like garlic, like aloe vera, and many others that we just plant around our homes. About the attraction, we started with very few hens. As I said, they kept multiplying themselves. We started with 2 trays, producing 2 trays a day. And within like 6 months ago, we started producing 10 trays a day. And I'm glad my women are happy. My women can now smile. My women can now earn. My girls can now concentrate on their mother's projects. I'm very happy that my girls are no longer complaining that they have nothing to do. So that is an achievement as well. Business, we sell to our customers. We give to businesses. We still use media to advertise our products, where we are called to get some people to train and some people to engage themselves in same poultry farming. Like I said, that we are using local things. We do not have things like modernized machines, the cages, and all that. We would have used like incubators to multiply, but would not have them. So I'm here seeking for around 8 a.m. so that we can improve on our way of marketing. Still, we are not registered, so that we can register our business as well to be known. And then we train, we get a training thing as we help our girl child and ladies who are being slapped every day for not contributing anything in their homes. Thank you so much.
We can give her a hand clap. Sure, it's a good presentation. Thank you so much, editor, for such a wonderful presentation. We are going for our next presenter, and I hope we are left with only 2. Yes, our next presenter, you can take the floor. Okay. Do you have slides? Okay. So the floor is yours. Come and convince us whether someone out there should invest in your business. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening. I'm happy to be here with big team, innovators. I'm Denison Mahereza, procurement officer representing Priest Lab International Limited. Today, it reminds me the day when my mother was beaten in front of us because of failure to bring food in time because of the source. So that's when and why me and 2 friends, we came up to bring an idea of processing dry beans into baked beans. We started this because of the scenario I told you, so that we can reduce on the time and cooking energy, that is charcoal and fire, for women when they are preparing meals. We did this such that we make our products, our baked beans, ready in the supermarkets so that they can be easily accessed. Next, to make families spend less on the cost of the energy and the firewood, and to reduce on charcoal and fire, as we are protecting the environment. We are unique in that most people in Uganda use their dry beans, and other baked beans are imported, so we don't have any competitors around in our country, Uganda. Our business attraction, we are still supplying our friends and families. In a month, we can supply between 5 to 10 clients who are both our friends and families, and in 2 months, we have started to get referrals. So we have 3 referrals who are coming to purchase our product. And the demand is increasing because each month, like in the last month, at least we are producing, and we between 50 to 20 pieces, and the market is there, and even others are still demanding. Our current status, the business is still working from home. We are using our big saucepans, radars, 4 eco waves. We have 4 staffs, and even the motorcycle, which we use to distribute our product. Our future plan, we want to have a processing equipment, increase on our production, and have our own land where we can put our business. As Peace Lab International Limited, we are here to seek a donation of 200 million, such that we can get enough equipment, get raw materials, have enough capacity to pay our laborers, so that we increase on our sales and we hit our demand. And this, I think this will reduce on the women's workload at home, protect our environment by reducing on using our local, to reduce deforestation and use of firewood. I think that's my presentation. Thank you.
For such a wonderful presentation. I think we shall have our last presenter tonight. Oh, we have let work be done. Are you ready to present? So we shall have Trace as our last presenter. Trace, you're welcome, and we have your slides here. Okay. You're good to go. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm saying it good evening because it's already after 4. So it is either good evening or good afternoon according to where you are. But the appropriate word is good evening. So I'm at Kwase Tracy, and please allow me to take through a small scenario. It was in late May this year when I missed one of my examination papers for the end of semester due to incomplete tuition. So, having experienced such, where I had to go under depression, stress was too much, I thought I couldn't make it maybe to the end of my academic career because I was a finalist at that time. So my classmates opted to just solicit some money for the tuition through making mobilizations to correct the tuition by moving around the hostels and getting some of the money from our fellow classmates and the well-wishers. Then the classmates of mine were able to raise the tuition, and with that, I also decided to think about what I can do to my fellow students who undergo such situations. So basing on such a scenario, and being a girl who has been risen up by a lady who loves making handcrafts, basket weaving and the like, I also decided to make handcrafts because that scenario wasn't a good one. We all believe we learn from the negative impact, negative side. So the positive ones mainly they just motivate us, but we mainly learn from the negative side. So going through such a scenario, I also decided to come up with a business that is Beno's Crafts that makes handcrafts that can be used for shopping, serving drinks during functions like on weddings, birthday parties, and also it does the hiring as our service. So for the problem that I was able to identify in the community, first of all, being a university student, identified some of the challenges that the university students face, especially the girl child. You find they have financial challenges. One isn't able to get some upkeep for about 2 to 3 days, and they're sleeping on empty stomachs. Some of them also miss end of semester exams, like the way I had to miss one. So I also decided to identify that in our community, we lack some nice local bags to use for shopping and also other nice handcrafts that can be used for serving during occasions. So with that, our solution, I decided me with my team to come up with such products that can be used to generate income, especially to the university girls that would opt to go for the other bad side of earning some upkeep. Those ladies that usually end up to going into getting sugar daddies, boyfriends, and that's obviously bad because some of them end up dropping out due to pregnancies. So for our solution, that's a better one because it will support many girls like me. Also to raise tuition. Then there is also providing a solution for providing them with handcrafts that can be used to carry items during shopping. For example, in the shopping malls, supermarkets, shops, and the like. Then how unique are we for our business? Why the other baskets that are available in market, for us, we say we are unique because, first of all, our products are more attractive. For example, I can sample some of the people that are here to see how attractive they are. Then the other advantage it is that we provide the products in a variety of colors, and that allows one to choose according to his or her favorite color. So we also conserve the environment. How? We are saying no to environment pollution that is caused by disposing the waste in the environment, especially the wrapping papers and the sacks. Like the way I've distributed some of the samples, you can touch and feel they are wrapping papers plus sacks, but they are designed in such a way that when you see from a distance place, you can't easily tell. So how it works, first of all, we gather raw materials, that is the papyrus reeds. Papyrus reeds from of course from the riverside. Then we also get some other wrapping papers. We collect them especially from events by connecting with the owner of that event. Maybe it's a wedding party. I just got that very person and I collect what he or she has that was given to that person by wrapping in the gifts. Then I just take that, I collect the wrapping papers. Then the sacks I just buy from shops, but I also collect the already used ones, especially those of rice, because for them they usually change in colors. You find they are packing in yellow, the other time blue, like that. So after collecting them, of course I clean, I first wash them, dry the sacks, then do the weaving and designing. Then the final stage is that I sell the products to the target customers. Then for the business traction, it is that this year we have been able to make 250 sales, 60 referrals, then 55, we have had 55 repeat customers, and they have been able to make a profit of 350,000. Then for the business model, mainly we have business to business and business to direct customers. Business to business, mainly it is where we do the hiring services to those people who deal in decorations. Then for the business to customer, it's us selling directly to the potential customers. Then for the investment needs, I and our team, we say yes, we need a donation or a grant, and we are saying yes to shareholders. Why? Because we need to acquire more of the employees, and also train our employees, because we need to really expand our business and expand on the business sales. And we believe with that donation that we currently need about 50 million, we shall empower more girls and women. And that's saying no to domestic violence and solving some of the financial challenges that exist among the university students, especially the girls. With that, thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Madam Tracy. I think that Tracy was our last presenter. Yes, thank you so much all for presentations. We can actually clap for ourselves really. It was good, encouraging, and for us from this side, we are happy that young people are surely trying to do something, okay? So we are going to receive comments from our mentor, and he's just going to summarize what we have all presented today, and he will go ahead and give any other comment he would have, depending on how he has interacted with you for the last 3 days, how it has been, where you are going, how you can continue engaging and stuff like that. After that, we shall allow our guest speaker tonight as we conclude. Mr. Kavanza, you're welcome. Give your comments, generate the whole picture about the business and anything that you think they should know. Thank you.
Listeners out there and my good participants, I want to say that I had a very wonderful group. For the last 3 days we have been together. And for the listeners and people out there, I thank you for taking interest in what we are doing. I will say I'm Kavanza David. If I may describe what I am in terms of career, I am, I would say, a business. I'm an entrepreneur. I like things to do with creating your own income. It should be surprising to hear that I was actually once a deputy vice chancellor, but I chose to resign it and go for business. I run an organization called Agency for Education Systems Improvement, where I look at everything to do with learning, and my interest is to see how to get it better. So for this session that we had, for this team that we had, we were looking at business pitching. I'm glad AIT organized this, and I was also happy to find that a number of the participants had got some training on business planning, at least 50%. But I would like to note that some of the participants had not even attended business management. But I'm very impressed that without that background, within these 3 days, they were able to catch what business pitching means and do it the way they did it. Overall, I want to say, for the beginning, for people who have done it for the first time, this was a very good performance. I think you can clap for yourselves. Now, I will tell you briefly what we went through in the training and what I was looking at in the pitching that these people were presenting. Yeah, this team looked at a number of things when we met. We first went through understanding our businesses. How do we describe our products? How do we describe our organizational capacities? How do we state our value, our proposition? How do we define our market segments? How do we define the traction that we have with the customers? What was our business model, or what is our business model? What are our growth strategies? What impact do we create? And defining our investment needs. We went through that. Then we went into understanding the kind of stakeholders that we may be dealing with. If they are clients, how do I present my business to such a category of customers? If they are donors, how do I present my business to that category of group? If they are equity funders, if there are people who can be interested in buying shares and giving me capital to work with them, how do I present my business to them? If they are a bank or debt financing institution, how do I present my business to them? So we went through all those. And these wonderful people you see here are now able to deal with any of those categories. Then we went into a day where we looked at developing our business pitches. In that, we went through the IDA model: attention, attention, interest, desire, and action as a model to organize our pitch. And then we went in to prepare the pitch elements. And the pitch elements, we looked at how do you define the product? How do you link this product to a problem out there? How do you link the product, your solution to the problem you have identified? Then we also told them how important it is to prepare product demos so that people can understand. We looked at how do you define your uniqueness? How do you identify yourself in comparison to competitors? We looked at customer traction. How are you pulling customers on your side? We looked at business models. We looked at investment and impact. We looked at how do you define your team and the team composition and other organizational capacities that you have. And then we looked at how do you make the call for action? How do you call these people that you are talking to take into this, that you are sharing with them? So these members that you see here were able to go through this. We actually had the time to individually present what we feel step by step in each of those. Isn't that true, participants? Yeah, we went through all that. Now, I want to, if you have been watching these people pitch, you will agree with me that for people who had never pitched, who had just taken 3 days of training, they didn't have time to practice. It was a marathon, and they did it the way they did it. You will agree with me that these are very good learners. Now to the presentation. Let me tell you what I was looking for, and then I will tell you how you performed. Now, for most of these pitches, the people you are talking to don't have all the day to listen to you. So there is usually a time limitation. They will give you a maximum of 5 minutes, and others will ask for 3 minutes. If you have 8 minutes, that is very great. That would be a generous audience. So we train these people to have their pitch. We train these people to have their pitch as short as possible. So in the marking, we are looking at if someone presented within less than 3 minutes, he scored 10 marks. If you scored between 5 and 3, you scored 5. If you scored below 8, that just between 8 and 1 and 9, we gave you 1. Below that, we didn't score. We thought you got 0 because we are supposed to have cut you off. Now, the next element that we are assessing is ability to attract the audience. Because when you make these pitches, your interest is to make these people listen to you. So the first thing we wanted to see, are you attracting attention of these people? The next, when they pick the attention, are you keeping them driven to find interest in your product? And have you caused the desire to pattern with you? And then lastly, when you make the call, does it feel appealing that someone is going to act on the call that you made? So that was another section that we're looking at. That one was scoring 5 marks. Each of those elements appearing in your presentation, we scored 5, the maximum, and 0, the last, if it didn't appear. Then the third component that we are looking at in these pitches was the elements of the pitch. Were you able to actually bring out all the components that we talked about? Did you define your product or the service? Did you define the problem that your product or service was designed to deal with? Did you clearly show us how you would link your product or solution that you have designed to the problem that you had identified? And we also looked at, we gave a mark for those who had demos of their products. We wanted to see whether someone was able to present their uniqueness, how unique they are, and why this call or this funding should come to you, not your competitor. We are looking at how do you demonstrate your ability to pull customers to your site. We are looking at the business models that you use. How do you get your product to whoever wants it and get money or his attention, and at the end of it, you have the results or the profit if it is a business. We wanted to look at your investment and the impact that investment would create. So we are looking for that in your presentation. We wanted to see whether you are able to tell us the team you are working with, so that we can know that these ideas have a team of people or organizational capacities that are working with you to make them come to be. And then lastly, whether you are able to confidently ask for what you want. Now, when I listened to how you were presenting, one, on time, there are only two people who went beyond 8. One was 8, another one was 9, the rest was below 5 minutes. So I say most of you were able to catch the time. Then the use of the concept attention, interest, desire, and call for action. All of you were able to draw our attention. You could notice that these people had stories behind their products, and that was impressive. It would catch one to think and listen to what they are talking about. But I would notice that many of them would lose it at that. You wouldn't drive it to draw people to find interest in partnering with you. That was a bit going along. Then the desire, a bit low, but the action would come up. So I was looking for that element where you describe your product and you motivate someone who is listening to be a partner in your business. That was a bit, that was not coming out very well. And I want to confirm to those who are listening out there that we have capacity, and we are promising these people that we shall still help them to catch up with all elements which we are missing. Then on the components, I think all of the components were well presented, or fairly presented, I would say, because some of them were existing but not scoring up to 100%, except for one element, the team. Most of the presenters did not give us their team composition. I kept waiting. I didn't see that come out prominently. Yeah, I think that was the only missing component. But generally, I want to believe that this team, given that this was the first, they are able to do even much better. They will actually win grants, win those calls, I believe, with just this presentation, with this learning they have got. So generally, the performance was good. I don't see, in terms of marks, anyone scoring below the pass mark. I have not finished totaling up, but I want to assure you that everybody has scored above 60% from what I can see. Yeah, so we are very glad for this performance, and we are very glad to and thankful to the people that sponsored this event. And we are very, very glad to EYIT that has always been there for young people. This organization, Empower Youth in Technology, has been there for young people. For me, this is not the first workshop I'm facilitating. They have always called me for many, many other workshops. And what is interesting, I don't know what is behind these guys. Many times they even do it at almost no cost or minimal costs. May God bless you. And may you find people that can help you to help these people, even when they don't have capacity. That heart which you have, keep it up. Because when you develop others, you never know. Someone out there may find interest in helping you too. And I want to believe you will find those people. Yeah, generally, I want to promise that I will still be there for the young people. I've told you, I'm just an entrepreneur, not only by practice, it is by interest and by research and academics. But you will notice in many of my presentations, I don't go academic. I only pick those which are practical because I have been there. I know businesses. I have run businesses. I have struggled with enterprise creation and development. I know the challenges, and I am ready to share with others to see us grow. And especially when it comes to technology, to innovation-based businesses, there we go together. And I want to pledge I will still be there when call is made. Thank you. We shall eventually announce, is that fair? The best, or we leave? Okay, if that will not hurt others, then we will announce the best presenter, but not the worst. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. David. The best presenter will not mean others were not, but obviously this word is about that. There is always that person who stands out. Like for me, really, I know when I saw Matov presenting, I was really surprised. The way he started, for instance, I liked that. Not like I didn't like what Issa did, but I liked that part. So that is why Mr. David thinks we can name one. But in front of our guest today, just like you heard the name Mr. David Kabanza, he has been here ever since we started. And every time we have a workshop, he will always be here. And he talked about we do this at a free cost or what, even for him. When we call him, whether there is anything or what, he comes and makes sure we do something. In we normally say it will cut kore come on war my chart here. So whatever, but just the way you mentioned it, we helped Katumba, and Katumba got funding this year. At least Katumba James, he got funding because of you. Honestly, the trainings and you did, he got. Matovu got some money at least this year. He's there, not because of really a hit as a hit, but because of your teachings, and you realize very many opportunities. Mr. Issa is somewhere there, almost getting it, and and I'm sure he's almost getting it, and not because of a hit as a hit, but also because of David, because you're the one who does the teaching. Maybe for us, God blessed us with facility and the internet and what, but that facility wouldn't be enough if Mr. David was not there to give, because we don't want to be a hardware. We don't want to just be hard. You know, a hardware can look good, but we also want to be hardware and the software, where we have a facility, but also with content in it. That's why I think we need to be complete, hardware and software. So Mr. David has been our software, and for us, we have accepted to be the hardware. So that is how we have worked, and we can't thank you enough, Mr. David. We can't. And of course, we can't forget Awe for helping us do this. This one has been basically, and you realize things are different today. There is yogurt, and previously we have not been giving yogurt, but now there is yogurt, mineral water, really, some cakes. It's really not now about us, but our Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. We reached out to them. He knows the background. When he told me what they fear they should get from a youth, we reached out to our, we told them, now in Mbarara, we have entrepreneurs who would want to do this and this. As a youth, this is what we are offering. Help us with a few things. And they accepted. That is why we have this. And come next year, we're going to have a lot of this. So we are going to invite Lion Benon Katate. And for now, Mr. David, when you talk about a youth helping, you don't know how he has helped, but he will tell us. Mr. Devin was not here when other people presented, but I want to give you 2 minutes. Talk about your business, 2 minutes. Then Mr. Katate will come in. Just sorry for changing the protocol, but I feel he is a serious entrepreneur. And why? I am sorry for disclosing the secret. They are serious young people. In a way, we have a youth startup fund here, which is a financing initiative. You know it, Mr. David. We give loans to young people to grow businesses. We have given them loans 2 times. They have actually paid back before the time 2 times. And the rest, yes, and this is on record by the everyone who is watching. Some young people are serious. This is what Mr. Benon said when he came in. He told me, it is not easy for me to give talks when it comes to young people. But when I reached here, I realized these ones might be different. So I am comfortable. I'm going to give a talk. And that's why I'm saying we actually have serious young people. If anyone out there is doubting, the serious young people are here. Because we have given them loans 2 times. And this one, the schedule was, we gave them a payment period of 3 months. But today, they have cleared even, because their loan was ending in March. We are in December and they have cleared the whole of it. So you realize these are now trusted young people you can support. Anyway, out there, these are young people you can support, to be honest. So you can give your talk.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm sorry to have actually not been present for this session, but more of the other sessions have actually been around. But mainly for us, we are a travel company that is mainly helping out the domestic population, that is Ugandans. We are not only focusing on international tourists, we are now focusing on domestic, and of which this now brings us to a problem whereby the domestic population actually thinks that the tourism sector is an expensive sector. And we are now coming to the solution that we have to actually reduce the expense, these high expensive travel packages. We cannot actually decrease their prices because this is not us who set these prices of these accommodation facilities or these other destinations. But we've managed to come up with a system, and of course through Mr. Ronald, and also what it has helped us do, that is one of our members, that is Isofel, has actually successfully applied for and won a grant from MUST, that is CITT. The grant is now for the seed development of our initiative, which is Explore Uganda mobile application, that is now helping out to drive the tourism industry of Uganda and mainly reducing the expensiveness of these travel packages, where we avail a partial payment system and again provide information. So on the same note, we are currently undertaking another initiative of the company, which is Oweitu Ninkore, and again through Mr. Ronald Tushabe, AIT, and we sincerely extend our gratitudes and we thank you for everything you have done for us, AIT. And Oweitu Ninkore is successfully in a public-private partnership with the Mbarara district local government and is being implemented with the other private sector players, of course with AIT. AIT can't miss through and AIT TV. So we sincerely thank you so much for everything you have done for us, and we definitely know we'll attract more funding as long as we keep engaging during these sessions. But as per now, this one I'm so much sorry that I've not been able to attend. I was a little bit busy. But thank you so much. And for every young entrepreneur out there, AIT has a startup fund. You may not have access to funds. I know business, you always talk about capital. But this time around, capital is not a problem. The startup fund is here for you, so it's better you utilize it. I've tried it out, and it is good. I've managed to pay back successfully. So thank you so much for everything you have done for us in Poet Technology. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Devin. So, Mr. Benon, we do not have any order. We are young people, so there is no order. You talk from wherever you want. You can choose to stand, you can choose to stay here, you can choose to sit. We do not have any protocol. But again, Mr. David is one of those people you have trained. He has attended actually 2 of our workshops. Even the last time David attended, and him and his group recently won a grant from MAST around some good money to develop an agrotourism application. So very soon in Mbarara we are going to be booking online, whatever, having tour experience. So he's one of those you have trained here. He has attended 2 workshops. I think 3 workshops, all facilitated by you. Already your impact is there, Mr. David. And those are the people who really can speak on your behalf. Okay. So, Mr. Benon Katate, you are welcome. The floor is yours. So we can sanitize the microphone. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ronald. Kindly allow me to talk seated because I have a painful foot. I received a late phone call last evening, and I almost declined to come, but I really love talking to young people. We have a problem with young people in this country. Many of them, we have put them in schools for a very long time, to the extent that adjusting them to something else is difficult. Something else beyond seeking for jobs, and more to that, white-collar jobs is a problem. So an opportunity like this, I wouldn't squander it. I would have loved to come and talk to you. And actually, I want to congratulate you very, very much for taking the bold decision to join the business sector. I joined it at 45, and I wished I had joined it earlier. So you are on the right track. The real learning actually, like the Mzungu says, that the sweetness of the pudding is in the eating, not in the appearance. The real learning is in the action, and I'm happy that you are ready at it. Please keep it. Every action you do, or every day that passes, you'll be learning more and more things. So the real learning is in the action. Please keep the action. You will even learn much more. I know we are already tired, so I want to time myself so that we don't waste a lot of time. My name is Lion Benon Katate. Lions are human beings, they are not animals, who accept to do voluntary work in an association called Lions Clubs International. So we belong to clubs. I belong to the Lions Club of Mbarara, where Ronald is also. And then we accept to affiliate to the International Association of Lions Clubs. Voluntary means nyekundire in vernacular. Kukole bintu bya nyekundire. Kohereza obuhereza oyekundire. We deliver service to people whom we think are less fortunate than ourselves. And this is one way of actually serving, by getting out to the youth and sharing our experience with them. Possibly it could help them. Possibly it could improve their life. You never know. And other things that we do. So my journey into this area of business started in 2006, after I had worked for 20 years in a busy organization, a commercial bank, and I actually felt tired. I felt tired and quite stressed, and felt I could I could do something else for a livelihood. And that's how I decided to take on business. So I retired. I took a decision, a difficult one, by the way, to take a voluntary retirement program. It was difficult because after 20 years of service, you don't feel like you'll manage going to a new place. But I took it up. And initially I thought I would do money lending. I thought I would do that very well. I thought I knew about money more than other things. But in business, as you discover, sometimes the landscape gets very difficult and you are forced to change something else. To reevaluate your progress, we really advise you persevere for as long as possible, but sometimes you need to reevaluate and say, I think I need to switch to something else. And therefore, by the time I retired, I had started the foundation of a big project, which many people actually had doubts whether I would finish. And in our course of discussion, you'll come to know that you need to develop confidence. You know? I think I am confident I will do it. Because if you lack that one, you'll also not manage business. So when I retired, I was looking at money lending, which also became a problem because sometimes it would require going to police to arrest the defaulters, going to court, and I didn't feel that was the kind of life I desired after doing a stressful job for 20 years. So I reviewed everything and switched my energies to other forms of business. The business that I found nice, that bailed me out most, was real estate. And so when I took to real estate, I found I was getting some money, which was helping me to help finish the property, which eventually became the hotel, which I'm running. It's a long story, but I want to cut it short and move to other things. So today, when Ronald called me, I said, what caliber of people am I talking to? He said, overall, they are starters. And how many are they? He said, they are not very many. So I thought about two things. One was how to decide on what livelihood activity, or in your terms, business, you can take on. The second thing I thought about was what snags do you find in that process and how can you overcome them? So I will concentrate my talk on those two areas and try to be as brief as possible. I realize you are quite tired already. So in the first area of how to choose a livelihood activity that can give you a livelihood and eventually a mainstay, which you can call business. One, over time, these are things I have observed. You can choose a business related to your learned skills, the skills that you have learned in the process of your life. Some of the skills are acquired from schools. You can call them skills or knowledge, but I'm quite reserved on using the word knowledge, because skills actually help you put a product or a service in a place which someone can benefit from and pay you. But while sometimes knowledge stays, quite mysterious and in space. So some of the skills can be acquired in schools. You have acquired skills in schools, in some of the schools, yes. Bookkeeping, music, agriculture, and many others. You can acquire skills in your own homes. Many of you know how to cook, they know how to farm, how to wash, how to care for animals, etc. You can acquire skills in your workplaces, in factories, in schools, in banks and other places, internships where you have been placed before. You can also acquire knowledge and skills from your travels. As you travel, as a tourist and other places, you watch and see what people are doing. And therefore, From these kind of things, you can decide to start a business. Let me give you an example. If you have been in your home and you like dogs and you keep dogs, do you know you can start a business related to dogs? Do you know what a German Shepherd costs today? One German Shepherd. That will be a young one. Yes. So, if you have that skill, why don't you utilize it? And you earn money. You can start a business by looking at, I am happy most of you are doing this, at wasted or materials that are already in waste, or in ordinary terms you can call it rubbish. But if you have sight, you can see in that rubbish a lot of business, and you pick it up. These include bottles, plastic bottles, bricks, stones, trees, clothes, tomatoes, peelings, name them. You can focus and start a business already. I think I'm talking to the converted. I don't need to add on. So please, you only need to scratch your head, combine your knowledge, okay, and visibility, and see what you can do. You can start a business by looking at current, ongoing programs, especially of governments and NGOs. Government puts up new things like roads, schools. Already they are thinking of putting up an oil pipe between Hoima and where? Dar es Salaam. So those who are alert can begin seeing what business can come out of that. Okay? We all live around. Were we around before the northern bypass was made? Were we all around? How was that place? It was dead. As a real estate venturer, I know how much money people have made out of that place as a result of that bypass. So please keep alert to opportunities that arise, that happen as a result of government and other programs that are ongoing. You can start a business, already you know this, I'm happy, as a result of market demands or as an attempt to offer people solutions to their problems. People have problems of water. Is water flowing well in your areas today? I am suffering at my hotel because water is not flowing in this town. So those who know business, they are already reaping from this scarcity. Okay? People have needs for food. People have needs for travel. People have needs for medical, for education. Needs are many. Heating needs. I am happy somebody is already answering the need. Entertainment and recreation. The tourist investor, he has already gone, I think. People in agriculture, and they have needs for seeds, for fertilizers, for pesticides. Please take it close to them. That's a business. I was traveling in Kaval and I found a van loaded with seeds and pesticides, very, very deep, 20 kilometers. 50, 30 or plus kilometers in Rwanda. They are moving around the gardens. Okay? So don't wait for business to find you. Think it out. There are many demand-driven businesses that you can create, where people have needs and they just need somebody to answer their needs. As you do this, you need to examine the livelihood assets available. These are the capabilities created sometimes by other forces of nature, government, investors, human beings, which you need to take advantage of. They are the livelihood assets. There are several groups. One of them is human capital. Human capital. Look at the labor supply available and tap into it. Look at the health facilities available, tap into them. Educational facilities available, tap into them, and create your businesses. Social capital. assets. These are networks and connections that you have. All of you have been in schools. Am I wrong? Please tap into all those connections that you have made previously and currently in your churches, in your schools, where you were born before you came here. Leave no stone unturned in tapping into social capital to build your enterprise. Are we together? They are natural assets. These are abundant. And everyone who talks about Uganda knows these are abundant, but we don't tap into them. This is the land, water, the hills, the mountains, the soils. Everything that we have around can be tapped into. Does anybody travel on Bushenyi Road? Does any one of you travel on Bushenyi Road? I have seen very interesting ladies. They have created enterprise from mushrooms that are wild, that are grown wild, around 7-8 kilometers from here. Has anyone seen them? Has anyone bargained with them? A smaller park, they want 20,000 from you. A smaller park of wild mushrooms, of Tutsi. But in other communities, people are sleeping on those mushrooms. They don't know that you can tap into them. So those are natural assets. Please tap into them and create enterprises. We have rocks everywhere, but not many of us know how to harness. Okay? Do you know how much a tip of stones is? How much is it? The builder is around 200,000. Don't we have very many unemployed people? So can't you create an enterprise out of that? Thank you. We have physical assets. These are mainly infrastructure, which we have. Uganda is now flooded with roads. Those of you who have grown here today are not aware of what we have seen in the past. A few days back, I had a surgery in this eye for a problem called pterygium. Pterygium, the doctors were telling me, is as a result of the hardships we have faced in the past, traveling on pickups, facing dust and winds. The eye grows an extra skin to protect itself and you from damages. You will not have that because the roads are better. But we traveled on pickups and things like that. So tap into them. We have communication systems. Thank you so much, Rhonda and team. This is business. It's fertile and virgin business waiting to be tapped into. Unfortunately for us, we may not manage it today, but please tap into it and market your things. So there are very many other things. Mbarara has got more buildings than you have ever seen. If the money does not come, please continue renting. Because if you get a loan, it is foolhardy paying it to buy a piece of land to do your enterprise. Our loans are 3-4 years maximum. And this has just started. Previously, it was 1-2 years. So you'll not be able to pay if you inject a heavy loan in your business. So all that are resources available for you to tap into. Even vacant plots. Okay? Financial resources, they are available through the circles, through the banks, through the pensions. I'm sure she's going to be a pensioner. Not so? Editor? You have already retired? Okay? There is NSSF funds. It helped me personally. So for those who have been employed, these resources are available and the circles are available. I worked in a bank, but I would be very hesitant to encourage anybody to run to banks for capital, especially starters. Starters. Yeah, people can go, those who are already running. But they not even give it to you. They want running enterprises. So take advantage of those circles. Take advantages of your own groups and build businesses. So let me be brief and end at that. What can go wrong in our businesses? What threatens the survival of our businesses? I think research has been done that what percentage, you can advise me, collapse within 2 years? 75%. It's quite absurd. They don't just collapse. They run down people. They create stress in you. Yes, please.
When you have 5 business, yes, only one will survive, 4 will die. Can you have 5 business?
I think I feel confident to take to you because I have run my enterprise from 2008. It's still standing. It can fall, but I really not allow it. Yeah, but anything can happen in Africa. When you die, other people can run it down. So, let's see what can happen, and we try to guard against it. One of the issues actually, to me, are quite hygienic. Hygienic means those simple issues in the home, which you can manage, and your home, becomes a sound home. Not big issues. It's because of laxity and a few carelessnesses that create these businesses to collapse. And this is my feeling. One of them is self-management. Self-management. Personal issues. You don't manage time. You have a shop, you have an enterprise, but you want to reach at 10. Is that okay? You have a shop, an enterprise, you want to spend half of the week buying relatives. Is that right? How will you get buyers? How will you service your buyers if the shop is closed? Or how much money will you find there if you have left it to assistants? Ladies and gentlemen, this one I have researched, although I'm not an academic, it's not documented. Don't trust your enterprises with any other person. This is Uganda. If you think anybody else will work for you, there is a lot of literature, some of it very misleading. Let your money work for you. Those kind of literature, I think you have heard of them. They can mislead somebody and he thinks you will pay somebody to work for you. That will not happen here. You must report your enterprise every day and as much as possible. Okay? Especially now that you are starting. This one I cannot hide it from you. That's quite a hygienic issue. You need to take the decision to attend to your enterprise. And you need to be in good health. All of you are young people. You are not going to succeed if you are regularly sick. So don't allow sicknesses to enter your bodies. We know them now, don't we? HIV, COVID, and others. Let's guard against them so that we keep fit. Because dead people will not run enterprises. Of course, before that, your enterprise will crash, you will be stressed, and you will die with it. So keep healthy. Have faith. Have the desire to achieve. Most of them have been talked about. The desire to achieve. One time I listened to one motivational speaker, Bitature. He said, guys, the desire to achieve, I equate it to this kind of spirit, this kind of desire. That level, when we are a young man or a young man and you like somebody's daughter and you say, come what, I get that girl. Sometimes you risk climbing over the fence and you go into their gate and you don't care what happens to you. He said when you reach that level, you'll manage a business. So love your business to that level. Say, I'll go to my shop, I'll struggle and succeed, come what may. So that desire must be, if it's not there, you're not going to manage. Okay? If it evaporates after 2 months, if you want to relax, okay, and spend a week resting and living, it is not going to. So have that desire, see your business succeed. That goes with passion. Choose the business you like and do it with passion. Let it not be a source of livelihood, but something you enjoy doing. Are we together? Something you enjoy doing. So if you like dogs, I'm sorry I'm using that example a lot. If as a young boy, you liked dogs so much, I have children and I've seen them, they can really love dogs. If you really have that love, why don't you use it as an enterprise? Why do you choose an enterprise that you do and eventually feel, I'm fed up, I'm tired of it. So choose that enterprise where you feel the passion is excellent. I think she told me she's in the entertainment. You want to go in the entertainment sector with your, not so? If you love entertainment, oh, no. She told me the mom was doing it. And therefore you developed a passion for it. Is that right? So is there a chance that you'll get fed up of it? If you do the business where you have passion, most likely you'll not get fed up of it. And you'll not get tired, you'll not burn out, you'll not be stressed. Tolerance. Tolerance goes with that. Ability to mind your business. You know, they will say, you left campus. At Kwasehu, you left campus. How can you be seen doing these things? Has it happened to you? Please mind your business. If you're not ready to mind your business, don't go into business. Okay? If she's keeping chicken, if other teachers think that is crazy and dirty, mind your business. Okay? When you are laughing all the way to the ATM or to the mobile machine, the mobile money booth, you know what pleasure you'll have. Okay? So have that confidence that I can do my business, I can mind my business, and I don't care what others think. Okay? I have gone through all that, so it's not stories. I was a very big man. I was a regional manager in charge of 18 branches from Soro to Karangara. There was 200 staff under my jurisdiction. Okay? I had a self-drive car and many other things. But now that you have known me, you see me driving my truck on a pickup. Okay? So what I'm telling you, I know about it. So many of them are quite hygienic issues. Planning. You need to enter a business after you have done some rudimentary planning at least. It may not be very scientific. Okay? Extremely scientific, but you go in and say, if I buy at this price and sell at this price, and I have these costs, do I really manage them? Okay? If I can't, then I need to do further probing. Planning on a personal basis. My best time for planning my next activities is actually between 3 and 5. It so happens that by that time I am up. And the mind is so clear. It is so clear. I can remember everything and I can see how to work it out. Does it happen to some of you or not yet? It hasn't. And when it happens, if you can, get a notebook and record those things. Because it is very interesting. By morning, those things evaporate again. You don't remember them. Yet in the night, you could visualize them very well. You could see, I have a snag with this worker, and this is what I'm going to do with her tomorrow. I'm going to call her and have a chat with her and ask her this, and ask her that, and I will arrive at what went wrong when I didn't agree to the decision he took or what he did. So when it happens, if that can happen to you, I think you'll be lucky. You'll have a lot of insight in your business. You'll see what can be corrected, what can go wrong, and correct it, and think about it. This goes into financial planning. Many of you wanted 100 millions. Are you sure you are going to use that money on your businesses? Or you are trying to buy plots and build houses? If there are grants, you'll be lucky, but if there are loans, you'll never repay them. Get only the money you can utilize and pay back. Okay? So that requires financial planning. You need to go into your businesses very well. I'm sure this training will continue to empower you. But you know these things are available. Even Google. Whoever has gone to school. Once you go to school, you are all round, knowledgeable to catch up with anything. Okay? So one of the things I want to encourage you to do is to read. Let's not waste time on social media only. Let's read. There is a lot of information. You can do cash flow forecasts. You can read them and understand them. They are not very difficult. Budgets. You can budget your income and your expenditure. She sells chicken. It's not very hard to budget. The income is from eggs. The trays are known. If you increase the stock, you project forward and you see in the 6 months, I will be harvesting eggs. So many. But expenses will also increase. They eat more. They drink more water. Okay? They need more husks, etc. Then you square in risks. Some will die. So you can learn all that. So planning is very important. Once you do that, then my next comment is on records. It's really surprising to find someone who has gone to school. I'm saying this because you have all gone to school. I'm not talking to people who have not gone to school. Why he deliberately refuses to keep records? Isn't it a disaster, my friends? Huh? I'm using very unkind words so that you grasp the message very well. So you need the records of your purchases. You need the records of your expenses. You need the records of your income. They must not be, very sophisticated. Get a small notebook like this. And every day write what you spend on your business. On another sheet, write what you earn from your business. Okay? Is that clear? Then maybe, if you are unable to sum it up, somebody can come and help you summarize it and see how your business transpired within that period. How much was spent and on what, and how much you earned, and was there margin at all? Okay? But have a record, have a track record of. But if the trainings continue, you'll be empowered. However, these are things that you can learn, either from Google, from colleagues, networks, which we started with, from tutors like this. Give him a call. Has he shared his phone already with you? The tutor. Has he shared his phone with you? Has he shared it? If you pick mine, I will be happy to talk to you. So, please, records. Without records, when ori omukintu ky'okukwaho okuba tokumanyaho orugire, tokumanyaho kuza, you are just there. Some of the money you have borrowed, it is sinking. It is also important to know the economic dynamics of relationships. I have failed to get a better term, but the examples will show you. The environment in which you are operating. We operate in an environment where there are con men. Mukimanya ekyo? Omuntu naija akusitokinga kugambira gye akuta mu kintu ekikuza kwita esente zaawe. Sente zaawe zaafa, ubundi oziguruze niyo noba waafa. So be reluctant to take up certain ideas. Don't be very quick. Business requires decision making. It's important, but sometimes and most times, especially in Uganda, you have got to take your time and reflect on certain decisions. With a lot of promises, then he disappears in thin air. Okay? You'd rather earn slowly, but not allow that kind of situation to reach you. We operate in an environment where there are competitors. Tokwasa kukora kantu okakia milioni 2 nchaka letaza ndiro tiyaza munimbiha but I want to comfort you. Most cases, those competitors have not done the necessary homework we have done. They have not done the necessary homework. If you persevere, and if you deliver the quality, there are many things talked about. If you deliver the quality and you are honest to your clients, most likely the competitors will find their level and leave you moving. Okay? So ebichipuri nabyo mbyerinde. Abantu batekateka ngo if they bakora ebichipuri really, they will get rich quick, but many of them are they are leading self-destruction. Okay? So mwirinde ebichipuri. Or engineer. You can be after money, but there is after tomorrow. We have been around for quite a long time. Esente zao nao nazo mwene zukunguru. We have seen it happen. Many of abantu abuna kuziri nabo, abuna shimira nabo, we are probably 30%. Abantu abuna kajiro mukisa babona ka sente no mucyabiro HIV. HIV kayisire bagenzi banje, most of my peers are dead. So mutagira ngo kintu omukura kuka ebugubugo nuko kugira nuko kwisa. So please be honest, do your things as honestly as possible. It will help you and prepare you to move forward very steadily. Okay? And probably in a very satisfying manner. Because you can die rich man, but so what? You go to heaven, eh? I don't want to dwell on that. So we operate in these environments. You need to understand the dynamics. Okay? Don't be blind to them. We operate in an environment which is very inflationary. So nwasakora kasente kaonanga kakanyemu. This is not news. Numanyamku ya COVID nehikaha. Inflationary ebiriho teka bahoga. Numanyama jutagahika. Why? Why? Those of you who have gone to school, some of you know. There is a lot of money flying around. Where it comes from, it's a story for another day. Eh? So you have to be smart. Otherwise, akasenta ko obichire bambe, otinyine millions zanje 10 za kunyamba. Eh? Between last year and this year, it's nothing. Are we together? It's nothing. So as a smart investor, sometimes you have to decide, akaka sente kambi mikabichiro mpuloti, au kanisha kutambara net, nembera. Okay? Kame nkatire mu mbuzi naza kutambara nembera. Okay? I may appear to undermine the modern economic system, but what can I do? That is the reality. How this money comes into the system, I said it is a story for another day. Okay? But it affects us all. So we need to understand some of these things. We operate in an environment where some of the conmen appeal to our faith. Is anyone of you a pastor? You have pastors here? If there is a pastor, I'm sorry. But some pastors are out to get our money by playing on our faith. So we need to give them what is due to them, but without undermining our own what? Businesses. We operate in an environment where young ladies, as our wives, Tracy, their interests are in spending. Only we have to know how to manage them. Are we together? So, understanding how our environment is very, very important. I think I should stop around there. But there are other issues. There's URA. You know about it? If you don't know, as soon as you stabilize, it will catch up with you. Okay? There's URA. There is umeme. There is national water. Sometimes you are forced to harvest your own water. Huh? It may appear a very unsmart option. If national water wants to take all the money I'm earning, what am I remaining with? Sometimes you have to consider to install solar. What we need is light. Uganda is full of water and dams, but the price of power is probably the highest in the world, if I'm not wrong. So you need to understand how your environment operates. We have issues as Ugandans and Africans, I think. The issue of cooperation. I have built a big block called Vine In alone, and I know what it takes to do things alone. Sometimes imagine if we were two, I would have received lesser stress. But does it happen? Does it happen? I don't know what is wrong with us Africans. If you start and things move very well, let me use an example. I'm sorry to use names. I have neighbors in Kakoba. Do you come from Kakoba? They had a very nice school called Alliance. The school progressed. I think there were 3 shareholders. The school reached 1,500. I'm reliably told each one started pulling out. And I felt bad. I said, how can such a wonderful enterprise, why don't they agree? And they now work on each person's share. So if you are lucky to get somebody you think you can rhyme with, things actually get easier because you can't have all the competitors. Nosanga mugenzi wa namanya marketing, you nomanya kusitama hachizimbo kachitereza. And that helps you. I really pray for you guys. Keep together and work together. There are a lot of benefits in pooling the forces. Okay? But learn the dynamics of working together. Discuss as often as possible. Agree to disagree, but to come back on table to agree. Okay? Don't sabotage your enterprise. It is suicidal. You are killing yourselves. Many people, many hands have never been, in theory, really have never been bad than one hand. Many hands should be better than one hand. So if you can work together, things get better. I think I shouldn't spend much more time. I can tell you much more, but let me stop here so that I don't get you extremely tired. I am happy with 8 for giving me the opportunity to talk to you, and I am excited about you. Failure is part of business. Maybe I shouldn't go without telling you that. Failure is part of business. When I was doing some money lending, I can't tell you how much money I lost, but I continued to survive. So you correct yourself. Don't allow it to stress you completely to death. Say, this is a genenzura yantera neza kusya kandi ngomizemu. Okay? Wake up early, scratch your head a little, you will see other options. Okay? It's there. Some of them are not because of carelessness. Wish that one or Hingomshana Gajono Korachi. Look for. What to Nirenkokos Karwara Zakafu. Look for. So losses can come from any direction. It's not out of carelessness. Only. Conmen can arrive. Okay? And really, so it's something that can happen, but I want to assure you, it cannot kill us. I am grateful. My contacts are 0772 477 693 and 0752, same numbers. But I'm also on Vine In, plot 43 Massacre Road. One of our benefits in Lions Clubs is networks. So I want to appeal for you to give me business. Yeah. When somebody visits in Mbarara, please bring him over. I am confident of my place. We shall give him the required hospitality. And the rates range from 30 to 80,000 currently. Yeah. Yeah. That was with breakfast. So is that so bad? Yeah. So we shall chat when we meet again.
Do not know if Vine In has a conference hall, so that the next time we can host. Yeah. You never know, the next workshop can be at Vine Inn and we enjoy ambience. I have been there before. I know it's a good place. Yes. So thank you so much.
You should give the audience some time to comment, to give questions, because it's also not right to be one-sided, to listen. Because if they have a challenge and they share it, sometimes you answer it there and then. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. I am going to request you kindly allow us give out these certificates. One of us is, you see, he came with a child and they were going somewhere, our mentor, that he can go. Then we are going to allow the audience 1 or 2, 3 questions with, maybe I know they have some questions or anything, if you can allow us some time. So let's first finalize this. We have certificates to give out like we promised. And I am going to request, if possible, Mr. David and Lion Benon, we can use this background, Sankaro, right? We can first, I think, can we first disconnect this? Come on. Okay. So we can use this background. I'm going to give you a microphone. You give comments. Then we go on. So I think we are set. Mr. David, you can come over here with your book. So this, like I said, we are giving you these certificates. It's not the best thing really, but it can help when you're doing certain things for yourself and for your business. But before I do that, Mr. David had promised us to give us the winner, or what you would call someone who gave the best pitch. And I am giving him 1 or 2 minutes to tell us, then after that we shall give certificates. Thank you.
This is not to say the others didn't perform well. But of course, when you score, then there is the highest score. For this pitch, the average score was 30 out of 50, 30.8 actually. And yes, yeah. And the winner had 36 out of 50. You can see it was a close range. And this is Narukwago.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she moved out.
There was one other lady who would have actually been the winner, but time. He scored 0 on time, and that was... so so that was the only element. So areas of improvement. Oh, that. No, we will have embarrassed others. So at least we have said the average is 30 and the best had 36. So you can see it was a cross range. Areas of improvement: work on making your pitch attract interest and desire. Those 2 elements were missing. 2, include the statement of your team, because people want to give resources where there is a competent team to manage them. 3, linking your investment needs to the call. Make sure the call is linked to the investment needs. And lastly, the flow of information during the presentation and the use of the PowerPoint presentation will need to be worked on. Thank you. And with that,
as we give you these certificates, you'll come. We no longer shake hands, but at least we can kubonga, okay? And yeah, you're going to pick it from our chief guest. So when I read your name, you come, you bonga, then you get a certificate. So
these are not arranged
according to the performance. They are not arranged according to performance. So, so we can have at Kwase Trase. Thank you so much for attending the workshop and acquiring skills in developing business plans and pitching. So you can, are we still on camera? Yes, we are live. So we have our phone. We can, no, just wait. We can use our phones to take pics. Who can help us? Sankara can help us since you're going to receive yours as well. So help us take pics. Okay. Meanwhile, Devin Itaj should be preparing. Okay. No, you come. You need to take this pic before you go. He's the chief guest. These are networks in business. When you go to Vine In, go with your certificate. He will remember you. And then you never know, you can get a discount. Okay. Is Devin on phone again? Devin is okay. So now tuizuka editor. Yes. Now tuizuka Now tuizuka editor. Yes. Yes, you can pause for the camera. Okay. Yes. We can have Denson Muhereza. Yes, Denson. Denson. Naswira has already gone. Naswira was coming next. Yes. We can have Matov Muhud, Ersmart Conservation Technologies, Chaco Briquettes, whatever. Yes, if you do not, I don't know how you're cooking at Vine In, but you would need Chaco Briquettes, and his product is very good. Yes. Then we can have Kamuhanjire Isa. So since you're planning to construct another branch, you could consider using interlocking blocks. Chaco briquettes. Interlocking blocks could be your other product to consider. So Itaj Devin is now around. Yes. Itaj Devin is a very serious entrepreneur. Okay. Unfortunately, he's going back to school in January. He's a senior 5 student. Are you now going to senior 6? Very early. Yes. Then finally, we have, don't mind, they are a little bit different from yours. But yeah, that's how things work. Excitement. So our mentor, Mr. David Kavanzo, has been there for us. We thought it wise to recognize him as well as our mentor. So this is our cow as Empower Youth in Technology and Young People. So please receive it. It is offered to Mr. David Kavanza for offering business mentorship on the business planning and pitching event organized by our, by offering business mentorship on business planning and pitching during the our pitch lab workshop at Empower Youth in Technology from 16th to 18th December. And it has a message. We salute your unwavering commitment to mentoring young people towards growing successful business. Thank you so much, Mr. David. And I am going to hand it over to Lion Benon Katate to give it to you. Okay? Yes. Yes. Okay. This is good. And from AWE, it's Academy for Women Entrepreneurs and Empower Youth in Technology. Okay, so this is now coming from US Embassy. Okay, another one is going to Lion Benon Katate. Same words. Yes, we are recognizing, it's an appreciation award actually. And for offering a keynote speech during our pitch lab workshop at Empower Youth in Technology on 18th day of November 2021. And it has words like a circle. The pursuit of excellence has no end. We salute your unwavering commitment to mentoring young people towards growing successful business. Thank you so much, Lion Benon, and David Kavanz is handing over to you. Okay. Yes. Okay, thank you so much. This is what we were able to offer. Yes, yes. So before, yes, before David leaves, you can, Lion Benon, you can come back. Let's have a photo. Yes, a same circle, just in front. We can allow you sit, I think. If you, yeah, okay, you can. Can we, you can join in, I think the live broadcast can end after the photo. Can come this side.
How about our briefings?
We are not seeing. Yes, we are taking a photo in front of our awards. As Empire Youth in Technology this year, we have been awarded several awards, including Startup in Tech of the Year in the Innovation Week. Then Founder of the Year Awards, Africa 2021, we have the award. And please make sure our awards are also captured, because we get these awards simply because of these young entrepreneurs. So those are awards, guys. Thank you so much for being part of our success. Good. Done? Thank you. Are we still on? Can we end? Okay, thank you. Okay, we shall still respond to the question. So we can take back our seats and our. So let me hand over to Sankara. I find you outside. Okay. So I am going to hand over to Sankara. I first move out with Mr. David. So Sankara, you can take it on. If you have any questions and anything, Lion Benon is giving us a few minutes. Thank you so much. Over to you, Sankara.
Even questions to me, take note. We shall, using technology, respond.
Okay. Wow. Thank you very much. And of course, much thanks to you who has been viewing us. The people from Embassy, I know you must be appreciating. We have had 3 of beneficiaries from our Tracy. I think he has moved out. You're representing Honorable who? Yeah, Honorable Kajungu Mutambi, who is also a beneficiary. We have editor around. These are women that are about to apply for a call that is about to be released by the embassy, and I believe you guys should be able to nail it, because how we did it here is the best way we can do it. But the rest of the team and all of us, the new year is beginning, and there is a way I want us to scheme for grants. Yeah? Sorry, you are watching really. But yes, there's a way I want us to scheme for grants, because every other year, these big organizations have grants that they put out. We have seen the easy ones like the Youth Ideathon. We have seen the High Innovator from NSSF. We have seen Youth for Business for UNDP. Now AWE is again releasing another call. All those we want, at least each one of us, we sit here very well, read through and apply. And trust me, we are going to get these things. Last year, we got a number of them. Like you see, Youth Ideathon is coming back. And those are funding ideas. You don't need to be like a business running. I mean, idea. As long as you have a business idea, you get. So, and 7 priority sectors apparently for funders. This is UNDP, for example. Tourism, ICT, agriculture, manufacturing, renewable energy, development minerals, because of what he talked about. We are now into that. And creative arts. And you realize we fall under these categories almost, yeah? You can imagine what is under all this, and we are able to do. There is, of course, now another concept also of smart cities, which needs his idea, almost actually all. So let's take it on. Tracer, you were the winner, so I'm going to give you this for UNDP. It has the Sustainable Development Goals. And I know girls like doing this, yeah? Okay, yeah, thank you very much. That is to end it on a good note. Though, before we do that, do we have any questions from what Ndugu Benon shared? Any of us have a comment? You could be thanking, by the way. But also, if you have something you didn't understand, then we could have him respond. Do we have one to go? If there isn't, then I will ask whether Isa, have you picked anything? Okay, you have one, eh? Okay.
Our facilitator, Mr. David Kabanza. So I do not have his contact. I think he shared with the previous groups, maybe, and I would like to take his contact. Thank you.
Do we have some more?
Thank you very much. I'm appreciating for our facilitators. And even I was suggesting we make a WhatsApp group. It would be easier for us, this small group that we have been here. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much. And do we have one more? Okay.
Thank you very much. Maybe me, according when I was pitching, at least I had one of my investors or a good customer. This is Mr. Katate. So, Mr., I'm really assuring that anytime I'm visiting you at your hotel. Thank you, please.
Me, mainly, I'm giving a vote of thanks to our facilitators, then to also our fellow colleagues, because the moment I came here, I came earlier in the morning. I saw slides and things are complicated, but I also thank my teammate, this one. He said, no, I told him I'm giving up. The things are hard. Like, he said, no, don't give up. So special thanks to everyone, because it's a success because of you and I. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. But as you appreciate, I want you to share with us 3 or 4 things you learned specifically from his talk.
Thank you very much. And I'm happy to be part of this. One of the things I learned from him, Mr. Katate, he must be a visionary leader. That's what I can say. He talked about planning, risks, and the final comment he had that failure is part of business. That impressed me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Do you have a final comment, Ndugu Benon? Lion Benon, by the way. You two are in the business of rolling. Yeah.
What I can say is that every initiative in life pays. Every initiative. So the worst thing you can do to yourself is not to take an initiative. Ukaguma aho norebera aho abantu baza kushoma yita bashisha nobwire wabo, that attitude is very dangerous. So never actually umuntu ati utamwikiza kwika hi. You will disturb your progress. So every initiative obegwa obaterugamu no ine cyo yegiremu, and when it will help you, you can't tell. Because the things we use now, no buriya ujya utacishe ikintu kinayegera niyo mwana kandi nacyo nikikizire kikandisa nabire no mukama nabuzire ne motoka ate binayegera ndo muto kukingo rutoki. They came back into my life many years later. So you can't know how that initiative will help you. So every initiative in life pays. Whatever you find, you can put your hands on, lay them on it. Will eventually reap big.
Okay. Wow. Thank you very much. Every initiative absolutely is going to be able to pay. I want us to end it like this. Tracy, how much is this? 10K. Very durable. And lessons from my church. There is a time where you can auction, by the way. Yeah? Yes. Who is willing to give us some money in this? Please. Okay, this is yellow versus blue, and we are not sure where it goes, eh? Yes. Mm. Mm. No, 10. 10, yes, 10. Yes, thank you very much. Now, Tracy there just sold one for herself. Yeah, okay, thank you. How much is this? 10K. Is it usable for both male and female? Okay, who could buy this? You be the one, huh? There is still one, eh? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. You who has been viewing us, this is how we end this, and Ronnie just got that for himself. Okay, who would wish to use this? Who would wish to use this? There are issues of, let me see. Huh? Okay. This is going to remain here, you're going to sell. Is anyone taking some charcoal briquette? Huh? Eh? Eh? How much is this? 50. Someone was willing to give you 30. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. You has been watching AH TV. That's how we end our pitch lab. The edition of Mbarara, and this was the first one. Other regions are going to come over. We are talking about Kampala, Gulu, and all that. And that is Academy for Women Entrepreneurs in Uganda. That's how we end this. They're about to release another call. Please, you need to check it out and apply, especially you who is in Mbarara.